Nice.
Happy birthday, Helen.
Happy birthday, Helen.
Thank you.
Hello,
Thank you.
Seven. Thank you for coming to answer these questions for us. I'm going to start asking you questions. I'd like you to answer as fast as you can, as little thinking as possible for this many writers. Helen, I'd like to start with you. Do you write in book margins?
Oh, occasionally. Not very often, though. One of my favorite experiences I've ever had with that is my sis, when she was last rereading Nevada, she bought a new copy of it and like wrote in margins and just like marked up the entire book and then passed it to me for me to do the same thing. And it's been kind of a progressive thing where we've been passing it around and just anyone who reads it is free to mark it up however they want. So I don't do it very often, but it can be such a fun new way to interact with work, whether fiction or poetry or what have you.
Love that. Okay, next question is, what was the last great film you saw?
Oh, I will ask Ellen to answer that if they would.
Yeah, happy to. The last great film I saw was All My Puny Sorrows. It premiered at the International Film Festival of Ottawa, I think maybe a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. Made me bawl. It's really good. I haven't read the book yet, but I hear that the book is incredible. I was talking to Nina about it not too long ago. So yeah, it's great. It's at the Bytown for anyone who's in Ottawa. It's screening all through April, so highly recommend.
All right, I haven't seen anything, so it's on my list now. All right, next question. Do you sing in the shower? And if so, what song?
I'm gonna ask Chris that question.
I was afraid you were gonna come to me. Yeah, I'm a diehard shower singer. Actually, just earlier today, I may or may not have been singing along to Sixie and the Banshees.
Mm-hmm. Which
but usually
song?
it's, now don't ask me for specific titles.
Sorry.
It was Nocturnal Me, is that the one? You know,
I don't know it. I was trying to look cool, and now neither of us do. And next question here, poetry based. Name one poet who has been a major influence on you.
Oh, I want to hear Manahil's answer to this.
God. I could be cheesy and say there's 6 poets. Major influences on me. But I think, lately Alex Dimitrov and Ellen Bass. Yeah.
Yeah, you keep sending me Ellen Bass poems.
They're all so good. Yeah.
Next question. What is your favorite word right now?
I feel like I want to give that to Nina.
Yeah, I was afraid you were going to say that. What's my favorite word right now? Not my favorite word, but a word I've been playing back and forth with is the word tender. I don't know if I actually like that word. So I've been thinking about it a lot. Yeah, like what does tender mean? It's like quite, there's being used a lot. I keep running into it. Someone had it tattooed on their leg at a show I saw recently. And I was like, oh, I've been thinking about this word. And then I asked them about it. And they told me that it was part of like an art project they were part of where they did stick and pokes of the word tender. Yeah, I'm still batting that one around. So like or not like, just one that's on my mind.
Tender. I mean, yeah, I often wonder, like, what do we mean when we say favorite? So maybe it means like and don't like a little bit there. Question, what time of day do you get most of your writing done?
Ooh, Margo.
I am a night owl. I'm a night owl. When do I get my writing done? Probably any time between like 8 p.m. and like 4 a.m. in the morning. Because I binge write. I like to stay up late and then I get go on a tear. Yeah.
Wow.
But for all you late nighters, there's a thing called like circadian, it's like a delayed circadian rhythm. And there's no shame in being I've obviously gone through some of my own, but I'm past it. Yeah.
Wow, I'm kind of jealous. I'm like asleep by 9:30 every night because I'm an old lady. Okay, this question has been bothering me so much right now. I can't decide pen or pencil.
Oh, I'm gonna give it to Helen.
Pen or pencil? I am pen all the way. Like editing when I printed out something that I have typed up, or for my first drafts in my notebook, always pen, and specifically fountain pen. I actually have a hard time writing if I've realized I've forgotten my fountain pens at home and I have to use a ballpoint. I will if I have something I really want to get down on paper, but no, I can't really explain it. It needs to be a pen with a nice converter and handwritten on paper.
Wow. How strange that I've now asked this question twice and both answers, you and Brian Dodora both said specifically fountain pen. There's something there. Okay, I'm still really interested in how sevens spend their days. So I want to know, what's the first thing you do when you wake up?
Oh, I'm interested in your morning routine, Conyer.
I wake up and I drink ginger tea with honey first thing. Now that I don't drink coffee anymore, I have to drink something. So ginger tea, and then I usually stretch for like 30 minutes, and then I usually try to read after that. I'm lucky that I work in the afternoons and evenings, so my mornings are very, very free. So I am a tea, stretch, and read for my first hour usually. Yeah.
Wow, that sounds lovely and very like well. Okay, so then tell me, what's the last thing you do at night before you fall asleep?
I want to know what Nina does before she falls asleep.
I read. That's the last I like fall asleep reading. It's the best way to like calm and quiet my mind. So yeah, I'm usually falling asleep with book, and sometimes like I literally fall asleep with the light on and the book like hits my face. Like I wake up in the middle, the worst part is like I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, oh, I fell asleep while I was reading, and like the light's still on, and then that messes up my natural circadian rhythm. But it happens from time to time.
I wish I could ask this to all of you, but I will have to deal with one person's answer. Do you remember the first thing you ever wrote? What was it?
Ooh, such a good question. I'm gonna ask Chris.
Okay. If the question was, do I remember the first thing I ever wrote? The short answer would be no. My memory is horrible. I don't remember anything that I did last week. So the first thing I wrote is long gone.
What's the first thing you remember writing?
I remember writing a short story in like grade 5, I think, that was about a hockey puck from the perspective of the hockey puck.
Love it.
I don't play hockey. I don't know where I got the idea.
I want to read that. Do you consider yourself to be a routine person?
A routine person. I want to know if Ellen is a routine person.
I try to pretend like I'm not. The reality is, yeah, I'm very like This is what I'm doing. I wake up with my thing. This is where I'm going at this time. I'm usually in bed at 8:30 at night, or at least under the covers playing Animal Crossing. If you need to know where I am, that's where I'll be. My phone's always routinely out of batteries. So much so that my best friend bought me a portable battery pack for my birthday, which I then proceeded to forget to charge. So yeah, I like to pretend that I'm not, but I think I'm pretty routine and predictable in my day-to-day things.
Like it, I think it's a good thing. What is your most prized possession?
I want to know what Margot's most prized possession is.
Embarrassing. The first thing that comes to mind is my lucky rock. It has no monetary value, but it has been everywhere with me. I don't sleep with it currently, but I've slept with it like a lot when I used to have really, really bad nightmares. I put it under my pillow and then I dream of it in my dreams and it would like lift me away out of the bad thing. I've been in a really major car crash where it was like in my purse and we drove off a cliff and everything, and I still have the rock after that, even though everything else flew out of my purse. So yeah, I've had it since 2012. I've had 10 years of this rock, and I was talking about it like yesterday with my husband because I talk about my rock way more than one should. And he said he would bury me with it.
Oh. Wow. I mean, and all of the potential answers to this question I could have imagined. That's so lovely. What's the first thing on your to-do list tomorrow?
Oh, let's ask Manahil.
Edit my master's thesis. I don't think anything more needs to be said.
Sorry, I'm so sorry that I asked about that. It's like, okay, let's divert to something more exciting. But my next question is, what was the last thing that made you cry?
Oof. Helen.
Okay. Depends if you mean like welling up a little bit or like proper crying.
Oh, you can interpret however you'd like.
Because the second I would say is probably when a few days ago I was just like, you know what, I need a good cry. So I went to a bunch of my old favorites, like, okay, I know these set me off, and just like watched bittersweet episode of TV after bittersweet episode of TV. And I love doing that occasionally because it is just so cathartic and nice. But I did actually well up a little bit earlier today when at work a woman came in and was saying that she really appreciated the trans and general queer pride flags that we have out stickered on the window because their wife is trans. And it's one of these things where it's like, it's still occasionally when someone will say something like that just does hit me, especially because it's so easy to feel bitter about like visibility politics, but it is important. And when those things happen, it just it de-bitters me a little bit. Can't think of a better word than that, but it definitely makes me softer on it than I am at times.
Oh. All right. What was the last thing that made you cry from laughing?
Okay, whose sense of humor do I want to know more about? Margo, what's the last thing that made you cry from laughing?
You know what, Helen, I'm gonna deflect this to Conyer because Conyer had a joke in the chat yesterday that no one else got but her, and I think now's the time for her to explain.
I did not get it.
No, because it's about someone who's, anyway, probably not gonna watch it. Oh my god. So literally yesterday I had a migraine and I was just in a weird zone. So all I had the energy to do was to like scroll. And so you guys know who André Babyn is. Someone requested me on Twitter, whose name was Andrew Brobyn. And for some reason, I thought that was the most hilarious thing in the world in that moment. Because it was just like a bizarro version of that name. I don't know. I thought it was really funny. No one else thought it was funny.
The best part is that again here, kind of no one is thinking it's funny. And
My answer to her post was, what? Like W ...
I just think like bizarro versions of people's names is funny. I don't know. I think it's funny.
I mean, we did all just laugh there, so there might be something.
I think people are laughing at me. I don't think people are laughing.
I'm not, I swear.
Healthy ribbing.
Okay, let's talk about books. I guess that's why we're here. First of all, shout out Kate Siklosi, who is somewhere on the internet around us right now, for the typesetting and the book cover for your Gab Riot chap. Can I ask you about book covers? I'm so like enthralled with book covers right now. Do you have a favorite book cover or a book cover that you love?
I'm gonna bump this one back down to Margo because I feel like Margo has opinions on book covers.
Oh, you know what? I really like it when the spine is yellow, and like I kind of personally don't even love that color that much. I have a poem in my new manuscript called I forget the name now. It's like Why Yellow's the Worst. I've always hated yellow. It's called I've Always Hated Yellow. But I love yellow spines on books. I find like my eye always goes to them when they are on the shelf. And because things are usually on the shelf, we see the spines more than the book covers. So that's my answer.
I love that. And now tell me what book everyone should read. Like if you could like make a syllabus for the world, what book should everyone read?
Ooh, I'm gonna send this to Chris.
Oh gosh. Pressure. What book should everyone read? Phyllis Webb, obviously. Naked Poems.
I agree. Phyllis Webb changed everything about poetry for me. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah. What a
I'm writing
great
that down. I haven't read it.
So lovely. Okay, so now let's talk holy disorder of being and VII specifically. I'm so interested. Are you a different writer when you write collaboratively? Do you notice your writing shifts or how you write? Does that shift?
Oh, I definitely want to hear Nina answer this.
Does the writing shift? I don't know. I think that your collaborative writing, we're all picking up on different themes each people pick. But like having gone through the manuscript again to prepare for today's reading, I was like, there's definitely resonances, I think, of all of us. So not really. I think we borrow from each other more, but I don't know if it shifts. Not for me. I'm like always trying to be like, oh, I want it to go this way. And then like people are like, no, or they go with it. So I think it depends. But yeah, I found like a lot of the words I still use, I have used in that collection. Or it's hard to tell what was mine anymore and what was somebody else's. So maybe those were somebody else's and now they're just in mine. So it's like, so I'm going to say no, but I'm also open to that being wrong. The wrong answer.
I love not being able to know if it was yours or not anymore.
Yeah.
How lovely. What's the best thing about writing collaboratively?
Ellen.
Okay. Shit, I'm on the spot. You know what? I love having like a group of friends. Like we genuinely developed this strong bond as friends as well as creative collaborators. But I love being able to know that I have that there to like throw ideas off of, and like also just to talk normal stuff. I think that's the best part, is the connections that you form when you create collaboratively. I know.
What made you want to publish a chapbook as opposed to, say, saving all these poems for a big fancy manuscript one day?
Oh, I'm gonna ask Conyer that question.
I love chapbooks, I would say, and so I think that the chapbook has something different to offer than a full length. And I don't know, maybe everyone agrees with me, but I get really excited about chapbooks, and I also think it's a good way because we're still just like a baby group together, I would say, like to kind of like keep getting our legs and our voice, collaborative voice, established. And I think that we have talked about doing a full length together, and it'll happen when it's ready. But I think in the meantime, I'm personally not someone who wants to like hoard away my work and wait and wait and wait. I think that, like, I don't know, I'm proud of what we've done, and I think it should be shared when it's ready. Yeah.
Can I just say I love the like simultaneous nodding of the whole group at once? How lovely. Okay, what made you want to make this chapbook in particular? Why was it time for this one?
Manahil, why was it time?
Well, we put together the like collection of poems, I think on Margo's suggestion, for the Malahat Review's Long Poem Prize. That, you know, didn't get shortlisted, didn't like go anywhere with that, but that was just a really good goal, to take like these poems we'd been working on and been drafting and like make them into a thematic sequence. And then it's like, hey, we have a chapbook. It was like, Gap Riot is open for submissions. Gap Riot is great.
Hey. Okay, if you can believe it, we're at question 23, which is our last question for today. This is the hardest one with the most pressure. So make sure you pick someone who's up for the challenge. Please describe this chapbook, Holy Disorder of Being, available at gapriotpress.com/shop, in 3 words and 3 words only.
Margo, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I feel like you'd nail this one.
All right. Let me think. I would. Thanks, Manahil. I will say celestial. Like, that's one of the first words in the chat, but it is. There's something in our chapbook that's a little bit like The Little Prince. So I would say exploratory. I want to say seasonal, but that doesn't mean what I want it to mean. It's not a seasonal book, but it's very of the seasons. We go through the seasons. Oh, I'm so sorry. So what do I have? Celestial. We have exploratory.
Do you mean like cyclic?
Silly, a little silly.
Yeah.
It's a little silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Chaotic is what I would use.
Yeah.
That's 4, Manahil. That's 4 words.
I mean, I'm not going to be the boss of your words.
Yeah, Margo did a better job at that than I would have done. So good job.
How lovely. Thank you so much, all of you, for being with us today. Any last words?
Yeah, happy birthday, Helen.
Happy birthday, Helen.
Also, happy unofficial 2-year anniversary to Seven.
Oh,
Coincides with Helen's birthday.
It does.
and also thank you, Gap Riot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
Thank you.
Epic day.
I'm blowing you kisses from the air.
Oh yeah. Oh, and Helen's got the book
Oh, yeah.
on top of it. Over there.
Yeah.
Are we all doing this?
Oh yeah. No, me was like, I don't, it's not.
Very far away from me. I'm not in a normal place.